Hello, everyone. Welcome to our election breakdown episode. Right up front, before we get into, voting and all that crap, and election analysis, I wanted to bump a particularly important fund. Some friends of ours, you may know one of them as Dicophrenic from the Line Goes Down series on the Antifada, were raided the other day by a multi-agency sort of operation. I think the FBI, I'm not really sure on the details, but they got it pretty bad. A lot worse than I ever had it. So I just wanted to go ahead and shout out their Solidarity Fund, which will be linked in the show notes. It's the Atlanta Solidarity Fund. Please give them money because they'll actually need a lot of money for legal fees and lawyers and stuff like that. I think that they tried to lay a bunch of felonies down on some people for some very trumped up charges, essentially just protesting ICE. I don't know why it happened right now. I don't know a whole lot of details about it. Look into it yourself if you are skeptical or something. Anyways, yeah, shouts out to Dicophrenic and the Atlanta Solidarity Fund. Okay, let's start the show.
Lock them into positions of hopelessness and helplessness. The government gives them the drugs, builds bigger prisons, passes a 3-strike law, and then wants us to sing God Bless America. No, 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 not God Bless America. God damn America. That's in the Bible for killing innocent people. God damn America for treating us citizens as less than human. God damn America as long as she tries to act like she is God and she is supreme.
All right.
Jake, you recording on your end?
I am right now, yes.
Okay, cool.
Newscast episode. Hello, everyone. It's up to the minute breaking news on the podcast that you listen to by, downloading and listening to later in the day. So that doesn't really make any sense. This is Pod Damn America News Update. We are live podcasting, not live. You understand.
You're listening to it live. This is just happening in real time in your earbuds.
That's right. You downloaded the episode for later to listen to live, and we are expecting Donald Trump's resignation to break on our show. That's right. That's why you're listening to it live.
Got the exclusive.
Yeah, on the edge of your seat. So stay tuned because we are expecting him to finally admit that he got his ass fucked.
Yeah, he also thinks we're Pod Save America.
He does think we're Pod Save America. All right. Everyone, roll call. Jake Flores, I'm here. Alex Attack, what's up?
Newscast episode.
With the weather, Anders Lee.
Anders Lee here.
Oh, yeah.
Cloudy.
Cool. And joining us is comedian James Austin Johnson. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys, hey Jake, hey Alex, and hey Anders. Anders, were you doing Carson right there?
Johnny Carson?
Yeah, that sounded Carson-esque.
I think that he'd be a little more nasal, a little more up here. I think he didn't have so much of a baritone.
I don't really
I'm Sean Connery, and I do the weather.
I'm Jeffrey Tambor, and it's going to be cloudy mostly, and I really don't like when it's cloudy. I really don't.
Oh, you know what? I wish
This
they would
is
put on
probably our biggest episode yet in terms of guests. Just the first
I know,
3 minutes.
Jeffrey.
What is this?
Yeah.
I really want to
Jeffrey's
see
big.
reruns of that. Remember he did like a show that lasted like 4 episodes with John Lithgow, and it was just like 2 fucking old actor guys who sound like they're British but aren't. And they're like old
Anders, he's right here. Come on.
Oh, sorry. Well, yeah.
This is why we don't have any big
cannot-
guests.
Jeffrey, give me the link.
Do Lithgow. I cannot do Lithgow, and I'd love it if I could, but I cannot.
Oh,
yeah, that was good.
We started watching The Crown.
I'm going
We
to
started
kill
watching
your
The Crown
wife.
the other night. Have y'all seen The Crown?
no.
The Crown?
What's it about?
Yeah,
have
he's
Lithgow?
Winston Churchill in The Crown.
Oh. That was me about the fried chicken restaurant here.
Yeah, there's only one
Wait.
crown I've been seeing, and it's on the head of President Donald J. Trump. Until now.
Wait, what does John Lithgow do a British accent in The Crown?
Yeah, he's like,
I don't know what to tell everyone about the awful fog that has descended upon London.
Okay.
it's like, it's very like everyone else is doing film acting and is really downbeat and quiet. And then John Lithgow is, I'm playing in the back of a room in Broadway.
Because I saw
He's very theatrical.
I saw him on live a couple years ago in the play Hillary and Clinton that I paid $40 to go see just because he was playing Bill Clinton, and like I was like, oh my god, I'm going to see John Lithgow trying to
Wow.
do Bill Clinton, but
Wow.
he made zero effort whatsoever. Like day one,
Yeah.
maybe he tried like a couple lines, and then the director's just like, just be you, John. So he
Can
just
we talk about real quick? Can we run down the good Bill Clintons, the good actored Bill Clintons?
Let's roll 'em
Have y'all
out.
seen any of those?
Yes, this
Dennis
is the news.
Quaid.
We can talk about that.
I think Quaid, John Travolta, I think is probably the best.
I haven't seen. Is that My Fellow Americans?
Primary Colors. Is there a movie called
Primary
My Fellow
Colours.
Americans?
Yeah, there's a movie called My Fellow Americans,
Fellow
but I don't
Americans.
know. I think it's about Clinton. Primary Colors is the one that's not explicitly about Bill Clinton, but totally is, right?
Yeah, it's very thinly veiled Bill Clinton. Yeah.
Because it's a novel written by like
By
White
Anonymous,
House.
who turned out to be
By
Joe
a-
Klein. Yeah.
It's
White
coded
House
Bill
press
Clinton.
correspondent.
Yeah, it's femme
It's
coded.
He says
Bill
the same
Clinton.
slang
Which,
Bill Clinton
according
might say.
to some people, the reason Christopher Hitchens hated Bill Clinton is because Bill Clinton was femme-coded and was a feminized man.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so I've had a little bit of viral success from doing Trump a lot in the last couple months. And the
Ready to bury the
worst
lead there?
reply guys are the Hitchens motherfuckers who torture women in my comments.
They're still out
That's
there?
like, they're still out there and they suck. And it's like, I'm all for like basically whatever.
I'm all for
whatever-
dudes.
I get like I'm not, but Hitchens is the worst of the. You can be an atheist or whatever is what I'm saying. I'm not like one of these people who's like fuck atheists, but Christopher Hitchens
Return
is
to the church.
return to the church. But Christopher Hitchens is a fucking nerd.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he has inspired the worst dudery I've ever seen.
We did a whole episode on him on exactly
You
this
did?
issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sucks.
Right. And to be clear, you can also hate Bill Clinton without being Christopher Hitchens, and you cannot defend Bill Clinton by saying that he's somehow like ephemerally female in some way.
Bill
think I
Clinton
made
is a woman.
reply.
He was our first female president.
Reply to this
What?
young lady with a
What?
fine béarnaise sauce. And I will reply to your comment with a fine béarnaise. This is my Hitchens impression I came up with for the show. Everything is with a fine béarnaise sauce.
It really only works if he's at a diner,
Yeah, I know.
hypothetically, or somewhere where you get that.
You
Right.
do anything with a fine béarnaise sauce.
Yeah. With my Benedictine eggs. May they be hard fried.
Oh, man, it's so fun having voice people
May
on
the
the show.
toast be substituted with a biscuit and your finest gravy.
Yeah.
It's like a Waffle
Yeah,
House.
where's the Lithgow Hitchens movie? I would watch that.
Oh,
Lithgow Hitchens movie. Think about that.
God is not great.
Oh!
What about a scathing Hitchens movie about John Lithgow taking down John Lithgow, the sacred
That
cows?
might be difficult at this point, but
What did you just do to my brain?
Zombie.
you would
think
need
about
God. You would
You ever
need
think
God
about
to make
for
that movie.
Fucking once. James, you ever seen The Special Relationship? That's a good Clinton movie.
That was what I was going to say. I love The Special Relationship because a Tony Blair movie should be boring, and The Special Relationship really is. But it's Michael Sheen, right?
Yeah.
Michael Sheen, pretty good actor, just all around. So that's why I'm tuning in. Dennis Quaid, appropriate Bill Clinton. Like,
Yeah, he
if you're
looks
gonna
like him.
do a Bill Clinton, it's got to either be you got to go in that Sam Rockwell direction where you get somebody like kind of like a half comedy, half drama person, or you've got to get a guy who finds most of his current success in straight to VOD Christian movies. And that's like Dennis Quaid kind of nails that sexy Arkansas thing that you need to be Bill Clinton. Like Bill Clinton is the coolest thing to come out of Arkansas, and nailing Arkansas is like
Johnny Cash.
That's
I think, is a little
difficult.
Cooler.
What's that?
IMO.
Johnny Cash is no Bill Clinton. I'm sorry. Bill Clinton's way sexier than Johnny Cash, and that's why he reached a higher level of power. That's how the government works.
Billy
Johnny
Bob
Cash
Thornton.
is straight busted.
Let's see. Johnny
He's got a busted
Cash
face.
doing Bill Clinton, singing his Monica Lewinsky press conference the way he sang "Hurt." I did not have sexual relation. Someone fill in for me here.
I did not inhale that.
I've never heard the song, but you can imagine.
Weed. You can have the rest of my joint of weed.
Oh yeah, I like it.
There you go.
That was written. You had that ready.
No, sir. I did used to do. Johnny Cash is like I do like 30 different singing impressions, which is a skill I'll never use unless Lorne comes a knocking. But I do the highway like my last bit that I was doing on stage before Donald Trump murdered live comedy. I was doing the song "The Highwaymen." Do you know The Highwaymen, the supergroup with Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, and Chris Christopherson? So I was doing the entire song "The Highwaymen" and
Wow.
you know hilariously explaining each verse. You know, do you know? So no, who knows that song?
I know that song.
Jake,
I don't,
Is it the
but
one
I'm
that's like
already
"Life
laughing.
is a highway"?
I am a highwayman.
Yes, that's it.
And they're all in the sky and
Yeah.
shit.
Willie Nelson, Chris Christopherson, and Waylon Jennings are all naming awesome dude jobs. Like it starts with Willie, and Willie's like, "I was a highwayman along the coast road. I did ride." So like, that's the first part. Is they're all naming like badass bandit jobs, and then it has a little bridge, a little break, and then Johnny Cash comes in. He's the Roy Orbison of this Traveling Wilburys of dudes, right? He is the like oldest legend. And then his final verse, this is 1989 or something when they recorded this. And then like his final verse is, "I fly a starship."
Yeah.
Like he's the science fiction hero, like across the universe divide. Like it's truly incredible how they leap from I was a highwayman, I was a dam builder, I was a sailor, and then I fly a starship.
Yeah. They violate the
Killed
rules.
Darth Vader with my sword.
They very much violate the rules of their own universe. I mean, I guess not really, but they very much set the precedent that it's going to be all cowboy jobs, and then there's just a made-up job from space.
Space Cowboy.
Well, we have to escalate, right? And we have to like take it into the future. And it's interesting that like Trump had a little bit of success, and I'm sure you guys have talked about this, by incorporating some like pseudo left.
Hey, we're back. Sorry, my internet's fucking I don't know, some bullshit's going on. Anyway, I fixed it. We're on my phone now.
They're trying to get me out of here.
Should we bring in the president?
I don't remember what we were talking about, but we could probably transition into the news at some point.
Oh, I was trying to lead it back by bringing up Trump's failures in messaging. That's what I was kind of talking about. I was talking about how he was trying to grab the working man and doing like pseudo left stuff. And
I see where you're going.
And instead, he just went backwards again. And
Yeah, no, Trump's campaign was a lot like the song Highwayman, because he started off being like, I'm a ditch digger like you, I'm a coal miner, and then Space Force happened. And it was like, what does this have to do with bringing back factories and stuff? Sounds like he just got really into sci-fi for a month.
We're going to go to Mars and we're going to get on the moon. Two immediately helpful things to the regular man. It's like, he was really tapping into his How old was he in 1969? Like, was he like a teenager?
69 years old.
He was 9 years old. So he was tapping into his action figures on the carpet sense of Americana, watching Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. And he was like, I know what'll restore my glory. The thing that guy who was shot pulled off.
Hell yeah.
Maybe he wants to get shot in Dallas.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
That would be it. Yeah, that would be a good way for him to go out.
I mean,
we'll have to see if he mentions that on the call. This will be a big speech for him.
They try to
just
shoot him
start writing down your notes for when he calls. That's actually a huge get. Although I do have to say, at some point I am going to hop off and help my wife with laundry downstairs. So I'll let y'all know when that's.
Yeah, never let a partner do laundry alone.
Yeah,
that's pretty much like the same as abandoning a child.
It's important.
Yeah, I'm not going to do. I mean, no podcast, especially not this one, is going to pull me from helping her get all.
Nope.
I like
Love
my
comes
Uniqlo.
First.
I like my anime Uniqlo graphic tees folded and dried a specific way. So I got to go help her with that.
Yeah, women can't be trusted to take care of a delicate item of clothing.
Trust no one.
They know nothing.
No, especially if you leave them around like your Evangelion tea and they start getting jealous of all the blue-haired vixens and you're like, this is between me and her.
Oh yeah.
I don't want you seeing her when I'm not around.
Well, folks,
I have a number of Dragon Ball ones. A lot of Dragon Ball ones.
Well, speaking of Dragon Balls, how do I make this about the election? All 7 balls.
Our wish has been granted, and an election has come to pass.
Well, yeah, maybe we're waiting for the last ball.
Yeah,
right
how
now.
do you? What would a Dragon Ball fight matchup? How would that drag on and be counted in?
This is like a Dragon Ball Z fight right now.
This is a Dragon Ball Z episode where the manga hadn't come out yet, and they had to fill 3 episodes of animation while charging up. And
yes.
Yeah. Trump is like Vegeta right now. He's like on the ground, and he's got blood in the middle of his chest hole, and he's like, ugh.
Yes.
Yeah, the Zoomers don't understand. Before you could binge watch shows, Dragon Ball Z would come on every Saturday at 6:30 in the morning, and it would be for 20 minutes, and you'd have to wait another week to see them charge up again. And after a month, you'd get to see a fight, maybe.
They don't understand it. They don't understand it, and that's why they don't get what's happening right now. But we do.
Yeah, we're used to this.
Yeah, they were writing in real time.
In 2000.
Well, let's talk about what we do know happened. Maybe some Senate races, maybe some propositions, things that have been concluded. I'll start off. I wanted to talk a little bit about Prop 22.
Prop 20 boo.
More like Prop 20 boo, yes.
Halloween is over. It's not like Prop 20 boo.
Fine.
I don't have a boo. I do have a door creaking. I was going to say, this is Lorne Michaels knocking on the door for you, James.
Oh, thank you so much. A good boo sound effect would be that Kelly Rowland from Dilemma with Nelly. That would be the even when I'm with my boo. Like if you just had the my boo. That would be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a Halloween missed opportunity, but I mean,
there's always next year.
Next year, yeah.
What's a missed opportunity like? What's a bigger missed opportunity than striking down Prop 22? Huh? I'm disappointed in California, but Uber and Lyft spent $200 million in attack ad spending. I am a big Food Network watcher. I love Chopped. I love Beat Bobby Flay. Now this culinary battle is going to shake down in 2 rounds. I love
is that Bobby
Beat
Flay?
Bobby Flay. And every commercial break, it would literally be, they made so many different variations of the same commercial, and they did it really effectively. It was like a Chipotle. It was the exact same thing every time, Taco Bell style. And yet it made me want to watch the whole thing. And it was every single Uber and Lyft driver that speaks on these commercials is the most rehearsed, directed. They're trying to make them look natural and hip with upbeat music. I'm a poor driver. I'm exploited every day, 24/7 at my 9 to 5. I need a second job.
Yeah.
Wait,
I live in a Pontiac. This is a big opportunity for me.
Just to catch like a listener up on anyone that maybe isn't familiar maybe with local like California politics, you should be familiar with what Prop 22 is because it is going to affect the rest of the fucking country, maybe world after this. Prop 22 was basically Uber, Lyft, these big evil gig economy corporations were fighting against their own employees' ability to be recognized as an employee rather than an independent contractor, because when you're classified as an independent contractor, which is what they like, you don't have all these benefits and shit, and it's just a way to skirt like labor laws and stuff like that, right?
And the deadline for them to become employees was like today, because they passed a law in the Senate that Uber and Lyft kept like not following, and they would get extension after extension, and then finally like, we're going to do this proposition that's going to be voted on right before the deadline that we have to like actually make these people employees.
So it's a little confusing because the model that Uber has sort of operated on as a business has basically been losing profit in order to eke out just a monopoly on the entire concept of getting people in cars from place to place.
Yeah.
So they're trying to destroy the cab industry, which is why they were able to sort of play this as like, well, you have to help us operate in this way, because if we don't operate in this way, all of our, workers are going to be out of a job. And it looked on the surface, if you're not familiar with how this actually works, to be a situation where, well, you have to vote for Prop 22 because if you don't vote for it, then they're not going to be able to operate. And then, oh my God, they're just, all these people are going to lose their jobs.
Yeah. It's such a great con because in the attack ads, there was a similar one with trying to rein in dialysis clinics in California.
They need to be brought to heel.
And yeah, it's so weird. But anyway, they always say in the Uber and Lyft ads and in the dialysis ads, they'll be like, if this passes, I don't know where I'm going to get my dialysis. Or if this doesn't pass, I honestly like Uber and Lyft won't be able to survive. They always frame it like someone else is going to take these people's health or these people's jobs. And it's like, Uber is going to steal these jobs from these people. DaVita is going to shut down your dialysis clinic, not Sacramento politicians. They always like their big demonizing move in these ads are, and the Sacramento politicians, like we're all supposed to know what the hell's up in Sacramento.
Lady
like
Bird,
I forget
she's
it's
gonna take out your fucking urinary tract system.
Yeah.
Is it true that every time you got in a car, they like made you sign an agreement, like an iTunes agreement, that you were going to show up and vote for this?
There was really deceptive. That was the other major like aspect of the story that's really terrifying, is that the way they advertised Prop 22 extended to the degree that, like, basically, if you were an Uber driver, you kind of couldn't use the app on your phone without eventually checking this box that says, okay, I support Prop 22, which then led itself to just like statistics that they were able to present in advertisements. It said, look, all these drivers love Prop 22.
Drivers. Yeah, 4-in-1 drivers support the thing. It's like, which I was like, if this is such a super majority approved thing, why is every Uber driver that you have on your commercials the most like local carpet commercial ass diction and syntax? Why is everyone stilted like a blonde girl in a Liam Neeson movie talking into like a ransom video thing? Like it was all very Elizabeth Smart.
I wonder how many of the people they got to do the ads are also aspiring actors. Unlike the majority of Uber drivers who are like, just making their living on that.
Central casting, man.
And so they jump at the chance.
People in California, I don't know. I think they're driving the cars.
Well, there are people who will do an ad for anything. Like if this was like the American Nazi Party, running a fucking ad, they would do that too. Like they just want to be in front of a camera, and they also Yeah, they drive.
By the way, you guys, if you're listening at home, stop taking rides from the American Nazi Party. There are other options. Even if it's cheaper, it's probably not worth what you're supporting. It's not a good business to endorse.
Yeah, quality cars.
So where the city are you heading to? Where would you like to go? I'll help you. I'm not liking to go to the airport, but I'll take you close to the airport if it helps.
Well, in L.A. is this little off track, but Hitler's supposed like future summer home was in L.A. I think the Silver Castle or whatever the fuck.
Oh, man.
You guys know about this?
Those motherfuckers always move to L.A.
No.
Yeah, there was a group, I'm forgetting the name, but there was a group of like American Nazis during World War II who were constructing a summer home for Hitler once he invaded the U.S. So
couldn't hack it in New York, you know.
Are y'all familiar with Prince Edward, the Duke of Windsor, who abdicated from the throne because he was horny for this one divorced chick?
Oh yeah. From Baltimore, right? Wasn't she from Baltimore?
I think so. It was that whole thing of like Americans and Brits getting down in the early 20th century. He was a Nazi sympathizer, and he started being tracked by MI5 and FDR's people, whatever the CIA was back then. And
OSS.
They visited. What's that?
OSS.
OSS. Yeah. So they were like big on touring Germany, like immediately. He was a notorious racist, so he loved Hitler, and he would tour Germany like right in like 1937, like right when shit is getting spicy. And when they came to visit, it's so just funny to think about the role Florida had in American mystique in the early 20th century.
Right.
When they visited America, it was to vacation in Florida, which is just like the thought of like Meghan Markle being like, let's go to Destin and, wear big white button ups and jeans on the beach and take one of those pictures that, is up in a McMansion hearth.
Yeah.
It's just really fun. And they were tailed. FDR had them tailed while they were visiting West Palm Beach or whatever it was, to visit Jeffrey Epstein or whomever.
Yeah, let's take some photos on the beach. Maybe Dwayne Wade will see us and photobombs. So Prop 22, I think one of the masterminds.
No, I want to talk about the Duke of Windsor more.
Wait until the segue comes back.
Yeah,
it's all coming together.
Right. I'm disciplining myself here, but this does have to do sort of the. Oh, all right. I'll do the segue. The White House, you said FDR was monitoring these people. Well, the White House might be getting a labor secretary who is also Obama's acting labor secretary temporarily. It's Mr. Harris, who I think there's another Harris who's related to Kamala. There's a lot of Harrises involved in this thing, but he was kind of the mastermind behind Prop 22. And because of that, might be made Biden's labor secretary.
Wonderful.
Yeah, he's a Democrat who's still using the these people make less because of their skills. He's still making that argument as a fucking, sort of nominally progressive guy. Yeah.
You can always tell it's going to be a good segue when they say, I'm going to do the segue now.
Yeah, it was masterfully executed, Anders.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
But I do think we can maybe, hopefully, I don't think Bernie is going to become the labor secretary. It's like
no, he's
reported
got this.
he's open.
They love him.
Yeah,
he's a shoo-in.
They have like a battery hooked up to his balls right now. He's toast.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be...
I mean, I in general don't believe the QAnon conspiracy theories, but I do think Bernie Sanders has been killed and replaced with a clone.
Who is the progenitor of Tea Partyism during around Obama years? Who are the figures in Tea Partyism that are not hot now?
You're not going to believe this. It was John Lithgow.
Yeah,
it was John Lithgow.
You mean like elected officials?
I'm thinking about how like Tea Party is the seeds of Trumpism, right? Like that there was this dissent within the Republican Party as we began to fragment as all the streaming channels started cornering us into different paddocks to be marketed to. Yeah. And everyone was fragmenting. Tea Party was the first thing of like, hey, moderate Republicans suck. We need to never spend money. It was like, it really gained steam. And then I think we got like Sarah Palin out of it or something like that. Like,
yeah, Ted Cruz was a big Tea Party guy.
Ted Cruz, McConnell to a lesser extent.
Well, they don't like McConnell though. They're the first wave of Tea Party elected officials would have been 2010, like people like Rand Paul and assholes
Rand
like that.
Paul's
There were a
great
few. Yeah, there were congressmen.
Truly weird Rand Paul.
There were congressmen, though. I know Dick Armey funny name.
I remember Dick Armey.
Yeah, he was sort of leading the intellectual, sort of movement behind the Tea Party, and there was that other dude with the sideburns. Oh, I'm forgetting. Is that what
I'm saying? Is I'm saying that it's like Bernie represents to me the Tea Party-ness of the left, like that there is this growing dissent movement that is better. It's now Tea Party was so disorganized. It was a bunch of moms wearing tri-cornered hats and waving signs with those sort of tailgate chairs. I remember they just park in a field and start screaming. And the left is like the big winner from this general election. Like lots of DSA and Justice Dim candidates moved forward while moderate Dems floundered. And that's something to think about. I don't think Bernie's toast. I think Bernie will die very soon. He's unwell and old and unsexy. He's no Obama.
Well, I don't know about
the left needs a big, sexy, charismatic boy, and Bernie is charismatic to a small group. Sort of functions in a similar way to the Trumpism. I'm in a Trump house right now for the holidays, or not Trump supporting, but Trump voting, which I think is an important distinction. There are lots of Republicans who are like, oh man, I love Republican shit, but the minute he opens his mouth, I'm like, damn, what have we gotten ourselves into?
So we're all
like
East Coast elites. I want to hear more about this. Like, have you heard any like back and forth about like what the line is for those people? Because there was a solid project lining up. Like it seemed like the entire Democrat agenda for this general election, at least as of August, was okay. We're the moderate Republican Party now. We have Lincoln Project. Right. We're here. If you get mad at the Orange Man, but you still want to be a Republican in 2006, show up here, and we're for you. And it did not seem like it worked.
No, Trump's support, his vote share among Republicans went up 3 points from 2016.
It increased. But it's important to note that, like, I don't think Joe Biden was ever going to sweep, but Joe Biden overperformed. Like the story of this whole thing, it's like it's impossible to beat Trumpism because it is delicious and awesome. So like, how are you going to defeat that? And Joe Biden of all fucking people did. And at every debate, this is to his credit, and I am I've got a freaking AOC shirt under my Bernie hoodie, so I'm not.
You can't see James's shirt. It says Bereen.
It says Marine 2020, but I'm not over here being like, yes, queen, when I see Kamala wearing sneakers or anything like that. I'm not brain dead, but like Joe did better. He's supposed to be, his brain is supposed to be gone. Well, he was supposed to be macaroni salad every time he spoke, and he would turn it out for 30 seconds each debate, which is all you need now. In Twitter world, you only need to
Trump
kill it for 30 seconds.
Trump was talking for the other like 99% of the debate, so he just had to talk for 30 seconds. It was his turn, and then that.
I don't know if I would say he overperformed, given that he underperformed what the polls projected. The polls showed this as a blowout.
The polls are. I mean, let's never look at polls ever again. Maybe. I mean, I think we need to just read the energy and the vibe of the room. I think the only thing that carried it over was the constant anxiety about Trump taking it back. I think liberal tears are what got Joe where he is now. I think being scared as fuck of Trumpism is the only thing that defeated Trumpism.
Right.
That's something I believe.
People are talking about, Joe, it's true. I think he had, one of the highest sheer amount of votes in American history for presidential candidate. That's not because of Joe Biden. That's because of Donald Trump.
Well, that's also because there's
scattered. That doesn't indicate a good strategy because we live in America and there's the Electoral College. Like the popular vote does not matter. I don't know why we're having this discussion.
They also say that every election because there's more people every election. So
there are.
It's just a fact. It's like the same thing as like, it's the most progressive platform or whatever. Well, technically on some level, because things have to push in a certain direction, kind of.
Like,
right.
Who gives a shit about a platform? Like a platform's not going to do shit for me. It's like, it's got to be material gains.
Yeah.
That's what sucked about Trump was some of his platform was bitching. Ending war, sick. Bringing back manufacturing jobs, awesome. But like, he didn't do any of that. He was completely disorganized, and he was like a little dick the entire time. He didn't do anything cool. Like, what did they actually get out of the thing besides a remade judicial and you know what I mean, like a couple more House seats?
Space Force. They got the Space Force, which is cool. I don't think it was a campaign promise, but it is like a weird, like, if we're gonna have that guy as president, I wanted nothing but Space Forces the entire time.
Space wall would have been cool.
I mean, I do think
put the wall in space.
Over the long term, though, I think the Republicans got what they wanted out of Trump with the judiciary, just getting those 3 Supreme Court justices and what looks like something that will be, a long-term Republican Senate. It's very difficult for a incumbent to pick up seats in his party or her party for.
I'm sorry,
I
just want to hear anecdotally, because I feel like we talk about this general thing all the time, but we never have a guest on who's like from the South and is in a house where people voted for Trump. What anecdotally, what are you hearing from these people? Like,
you mean about the current state of the current election?
Yeah. Like, I was under the impression, I guess, if you are voting for Trump in a Trump house, you at least hypothetically like Donald Trump. I kind of figured that the liberal narrative of there are a lot of disgruntled Republicans was mostly horseshit. Do you think there are a lot of disgruntled Republicans?
I'm going to say that this is a yes and no situation, because nobody likes Trump except for the people who are showing up to Maricopa County counting centers with AR-15s. Those are the people that actually like Trump. Everyone else loves that he is taking on the system, which is the thing that this group of leftists can agree on. The system sucks, and he said, fuck that system. That was kind of awesome. So a broad coalition of the millions of different kinds of voters elected Trump because he was like, all these guys suck. And he's right about that. I can agree with Trump. He's right. All these guys suck, including him, though. Like, he's not the antidote to it. He's the fucking elite. He's on the front row of a fucking Knicks game or whatever, like eating peanuts and grabbing ass. Like, he is
He's in Home Alone 2.
I'm sorry, I just want to point something out, Alex. I am on the show, and I'm from Texas, and I've made this point over and over again, I think, which is that the people that support Trump at the fucking rallies are like 1% of the people that actually vote for Trump. Yeah. Trump wins because of people that vote in spite of him, not in fucking... What? What'd you say?
You do. I said you live in New York with me. I just like want to hear about it.
I know, but I know how. Like this question, I feel like I have fucking explained on the show before. I think, which is that the mass amount of people that vote Republican down there aren't like, shit kicker cowboy hat wearing fucking hicks like you would think. It's just people that don't want to pay fucking taxes, and they think that both candidates are bullshit. And yeah, like fucking James is saying, Trump to them the non-politician thing is where they go, I guess I trust this guy enough to just get me my fucking money.
They have been wanting an outsider. My brother is someone who voted MAGA last time. I don't know what he voted this time. A lot of my liberal anger about people voting for Trump, I believe, was misdirected. In 2016, I was immediately angry at people who voted for Trump. I come from this Christian conservative background, so I was pissed off at Christians voting for pussy grabber, blah, blah, blah. And that anger after growing up and getting married and having life changes, that anger has redistributed to, like, I believe you should be angry at Trump for being just a fuckhead, and that you should also be angry a little bit at the circumstances that push people towards supporting a guy like that, because those circumstances are extraordinary. This is like an extraordinary selection of a president. It's very weird that he existed, but it shouldn't be surprising because shit is bad for a lot of people. And when someone says, I am going to take care of you after like 20 years of Democrats being like, hey, go over there, hick. I mean, like, of course you're going to get sick of the cool nerd or the cool, sexy jock, like telling you that you suck. I mean, that to me is like what Obama has come to symbolize, is the cool kid who kind of like thinks you suck. And like, why wouldn't you align with the bully to get back at that shitty jock? I don't know. I just am starting to get it a lot more recently. But just to your point, the mood right now is a relief that he's going away, because he undercut every cool thing he was going to do by talking about fucking Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart. Like he would get distracted with petty bullshit, and it would always keep him from pulling off the great coup the storm that, many were expecting he would do, because I mean, Hillary's not in jail. That's like 96% of America wants Hillary in jail. That is bipartisan. Like, a lot of the stuff he wanted is bipartisan. I don't agree about the borders thing, but he didn't pull off anything magnificent with immigration. Obama did much worse. Obama deported more people. He built all the fucking facilities. So my attitude on the whole thing has changed, and it really is, I voted for Joe Biden because I think Trump sucks as a dude, and I wanted to see him get kicked in the nuts like a kid's movie.
Yeah, and I think the question now is on immigration specifically, is Biden going to reverse the executive orders Trump signed? Because he could, and there's a lot of shit he could do. And you're mentioning the Tea Party and what the left, what the left version of that is going to be. And I think the real field of battle now that it looks like Democrats are not going to take the Senate is appointees for these cabinet posts, as well as the laws that are already on the books. There's a massive amount of shit that the president can do if they want to, but they just don't. Like, they could just invest in like infrastructure in like Native American tribes. They could work with them, give them more money. They could invest in green jobs. There's a ton of laws that we don't even need a Green New Deal for to start implementing already. So I think that's going to be the real fight, is forcing his hand on that stuff. But
and you know what? You can with Joe. Joe is old. This is the benefit of having the old guy president. I had an irascible, nasty, politically speaking. He's a kind man, but he can be really shitty. My grandpa, and just as you get older and you get pneumonia a couple times and you almost die and your cataracts expand, you mellow out. Every single like fascist grandpa slows down, and now he's got kids. He's got brown.
Is he smoking weed for the cataracts?
He's not smoking weed, but he's got like brown great grandkids, and he's got like my gay uncles who are married and an interracial couple are allowed at Christmas now. A lot of his big stances are dissolving. With Joe Biden, you get the benefit of the old man mellowing. You know how Joe Biden he's driving the van and America's in the van with him. We just got done with church and everybody wants to go to Red Lobster and he wants to go to Longhorn Steakhouse. He wants a burnt steak with barbecue sauce. And 10 years ago, he would have been like, we're going to Longhorn. But he's like 78 now. And he's like, oh, whatever you kids want to do. I think that's what the left is kind of maybe.
We need to get the president to allow our gay uncles to Christmas.
Popcorn shrimp is
That's
easier on the
now.
dentures, that's for sure.
It's never been more possible. I can taste the Cheddar Bay biscuits now. we can pull the van over to Red Lobster before he drives it to Longhorn. That's what I think the left has in their hands at the moment, if they keep organizing and keep the steam up.
Yeah, hopefully.
I absolutely do not think we're going to have any kind of leverage with him. I think he's going to surround himself with Jamie Dimons, and that's going to be people in the car with him, and then we'll be outside the car.
Well, yeah,
on the windows.
I mean,
this is long term. This is long term. What I'm talking about. This is to me. This is what the next 10 years looks like.
I think the fight begins now, though.
The thing, though, that would give us any power in this situation is, less of a vibe and more of a structural position, and we don't have a structural position at all.
I think that the Dems are disorganized. I think that the moderate Dems do not. I think they are vibey. I think they're vibey and they're wavy. I think they're wavy and vibey because their whole thing is like, what do they even stand for?
Well,
gun control. Like, what the hell? And all of the grassroots and organizing and stuff. Bernie is who laid out that structure, and that's being taken up by the squad. The Stacey Abrams is like there are other people who are doing a better job of organizing this movement moving forward. I don't think that's going anywhere, especially if he sucks. The organizing, if he sucks, I'm not black-pilled like a lot of my friends. I'm pretty optimistic about what could be happening soon.
Well, okay, so let's talk about one of the kind of big consequences of the election, right? Which is that Joe Biden won, with down ballot poison, essentially, right? So I think the assessment here that people seem to be agreeing on, maybe true, maybe not, is that like because he appealed to so many Republicans and he tried to win over so many people that would have voted for Trump, what they did is they voted Republican down ballot, which led to a situation where instead of having like previous non-voters come in and like an AOC Bernie type strategy who would have then boosted the down ballot for Democrats, what you have is the situation where now we have this shitty center-right Biden presidency with a fucking Republican Senate. And so he's going to be gridlocked the entire time and not be able to do anything, right? Well, I don't think that's good for the left because maybe I'm speaking a bit as an like accelerationist or something. Obama, I think, kind of was the germ for a lot of what's happening with there being a left now because he disappointed, right? He came in and then he made all these promises and then he didn't fulfill them. But with Biden, the Dems have a really well-tuned strategy for this sort of situation. They're going to just say they're trying to do shit the entire next 4 years and then blame it on the Republicans in the House and Senate and shit, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I do think there is a totally different vibe, if you will, now than there was 12 years ago when Biden was elected vice president. There's not going to be a honeymoon.
Right.
You know,
it doesn't feel good.
Right.
No.
And people actually, young people who are nominally progressive or left, they actually give a shit about issues. Like people in 2008 most Obama supporters could not name one of his policies at the time. Now we actually care about that stuff. So I think there are going to be, things where we can say, you can't blame this on the Republicans. You can't blame the Republicans for picking the guy who just fucking disenfranchised millions of gig workers as your labor secretary. You can't do that. We're not going to stand for that. And the only leverage we have in some ways is, if they're able to create a caucus in the House or something that might affect some leverage, but we can also say we're going to fucking primary challenge you in the general election next time, and who cares if they're scared of that, right? They don't want a primary challenger to Harris or Biden in 2024. I think they're cognizant of that, so that could cause them to shape up on some things. I'm not saying it's enough, but they're always going to blame the left for electoral failures. Which is just objectively ridiculous. You look at Florida, where Trump won, and so did a ballot initiative for a $15 minimum wage, which is a fucking standard social democratic position. I think
all the Fox News exit polling, like they would ask about key issues, even at Bernie's town hall, like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago on Fox News. They were like, who has private health insurance, and would you give up your private health insurance for a public? And it was like unanimous. Like, these ideas are incredibly popular, and you have a higher educated electorate who is on the rise as far as like being an economic force. I know that our economy is like doesn't look great, and we've got less, like, we won't own homes in the same numbers, but there's lots of things to be optimistic about, and I think that as I can speak as someone who is formerly super conservative, who was literally a Ben Shapiro type in high school, I can say that I could never have foreseen a fracturing of conservatism as I'm witnessing lately. And like seeing these guys, they're eating each other alive. Like even the runoffs aren't going to turn out great in Georgia, but it's just hilarious to think of like the Democrat getting anywhere in the Georgia Senate election because two Republicans were squabbling at each other in a pissing contest. And like, do you know what I mean? Isn't that like there is something happening in Republicanism that we should pay attention to. Trump should not have happened, and it did. And to me, it's a blueprint for the realignment that could happen on the left in the next like 10 or 12 years.
There's another funny thing that happened in that vein in this election, which is that you know how we always get yelled at for voting third party or whatever and supposedly splitting the vote, taking votes away that would have gone towards the Democrat, right? Well, that is happening in its own way on the right now with the libertarian candidate Joe Jorgensen. There's a lot of great screenshots coming up from like 4chan and shit, where like all these MAGA people are discovering the idea of a third-party split vote and getting really mad that people voted Libertarian, because in theory, if you do believe that theory that those votes would default back to Trump and that those are people that just wandered away from the tribe or whatever, then you could make an argument mathematically that Joe Jorgensen lost Trump a number of states and thus the presidency, which, I don't know if I entirely agree with.
No, I don't agree with it, because Trump only in racism does Trump resemble a libertarian. And maybe in the isolationism, but he's a spender. He's a big spender. I mean, the deficit soared with Trump, and I don't think he fiscally matches a libertarian in any way. He literally did want to make America great again. He wanted to have big construction projects. And that to me is not what a Joe Jorgensen is going for. I have no clue what her platform is, but the other thing that came up in my mind here in MAGA country that I'm thinking about is I know lots and lots and lots of Republicans who like saying that they are libertarians. That is more socially acceptable to say, because Republicans have been super embarrassing for 10 years. No Republican down here, especially in church, wants to admit that they're a Republican. They all vote Republican, but they say they're a libertarian. That is what is socially acceptable to say, because that's kind of cool. Yeah. And it is funny to me whenever I see these results come in, how few people who actually vote libertarian, because I'm like, oh man, I know so many people who say they're libertarian. They're just Republicans. You're just a chicken shit Republican.
It's kind of a way of differentiating yourself and trying to make yourself seem smarter than the thing. But then free thinking, that sort of shit is always very popular in the South and in Texas and places like that. But I feel like those people just argue their way back around to voting pragmatically for mostly what they want, which is the tax bullshit.
Yeah. If you're a libertarian, though, at the same time, I think it makes way more sense to vote for the Republican ticket because you believe in dismantling the government than it does if you're a green voter who wants environmental initiatives joining the Democrats, because Republicans are great at dismantling the government. Right. And defunded everything in the last 4 years.
And they do. I think libertarians and Republicans do share the same exact fear about the left, which they consider Biden and Harris to be, communists. They're equally just delusional
because
about
they're
that.
Race mixing.
Yeah.
they're mixing races over there.
Well, yeah, because Biden and Kamala are dating now since they are on a ticket together.
It's one of the old laws the founding fathers put on the books. Yeah. And you can protest all you want, but the vice president, they're going to date the president. Yeah. That's how it is.
Yeah. To get married.
Oh man. Did y'all say that the president was calling in today? That is going to be pretty sick.
Yeah, we were waiting actually for him to is he going to announce his resignation on our show?
Hey, Kaylee. Okay, we're good. Kaylee McEnany says we're good to go on that.
Kaylee.
Oh, really?
He's coming in now?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Wait. Well, are you going to be around to talk to him? I know it's a big moment.
Sorry,
for
1 second.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's got to take care of the laundry.
Damn. Too bad we can't. I don't think I've ever.
The president waiting. He's calling in.
I'm gonna go help my wife with the laundry real quick because
okay.
You're gonna miss it.
I have a lot of white anime T-shirts that have that yellowing on the neck that I need to deal with. So I'm gonna go deal with that. No, yeah, that's fine. I don't need to talk to him. Y'all can talk to him.
It's like a really.
Are you
big...
sure? I've never seen you interview him. I would love to see you in the same room with the guy or in the same chat.
Oh, that would be like Godzilla fighting frickin' Batman.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it would be sick, but I'm gonna. But I gotta go real quick. I'll be right back.
Well, I'll tell him you said hi.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody, just let Jake drive the bus. All right, let's just get the president. Let's just get him in.
Am I driving a bus now?
The radio show is a bus.
Oh yeah.
Bus.
Okay. All right. Ring, 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 ring. Oh my God! You hear that? The phone is ringing. I don't have a phone.
Hello, how's everybody doing on Pod Save America? It's so great to be speaking to you boys. So great to be talking to you.
Hey.
How's everybody doing?
We're pretty good. How are you doing? I've heard
We're
not
on
so
the
good.
phone right now with the workaholics, and I love to talk to the workaholics. It's just you two. You boys are really funny. You're really funny with your whole thing that you do. irreverent spin on politics and talking news. And I just think it's really great.
Thank
it's
you.
Really
Thanks.
great.
I'm glad you like our show, Workaholics. Are you what's happening? Have you decided to quit the election? Are you losing?
Hey, we're doing a great job. I think we're doing a wonderful job with challenge. We're doing legal challenge, and we're doing legal obstacle course. Now we're doing something that's we're doing No Shave November with the rest of the thing. So I think that we've got great challenge, and we're doing wonderful competition. And I'm very excited to see where this is going, because I think it's going somewhere that we all like a lot. I think we all like it a lot. What's happening? People are really enjoying it.
You said you're not going to shave for November?
We're going to be doing a Ted Cruz because a lot of people think that I look weird or something, and they were right with Mr. Ted, because Ted did not. Do you remember in Empire Strikes Back, and they had the guy with the big lips?
I remember,
The
Mr.
alien-
President.
Yeah.
There's an alien that the guy in Star Wars, and he's got the big wet eyes, and he's made out of a bunch of flesh, and he's doing a big flesh with it. So how good would that guy look with a big beard? So Ted did the same thing. You saw it in Texas, and Ted did the same thing, and he grew the beard, and suddenly he looked a lot better. A lot of people think he looked a lot better with the beard. So we're going to be doing beard. We're going to be doing beard moving forward, and then we are moving forward at light speed.
Oh,
So
Star
we're gonna
Wars.
be doing beard.
Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on in Pennsylvania?
You know what? In Pennsylvania, so they've got the one place, and they do the cheese whiz on the big beef. You know, the big beef sandwich.
Philly cheesesteak. Yeah.
And then
The big beef
the
sandwich.
other place are doing American cheese. So I think you're doing American in Pennsylvania. We're doing probably better America than a lot of them, better than South, and a lot better than North. So you've got incredible America going on right now in Pennsylvania, and we're really pleased with it. You know what? I think with the big beef, you're doing a really big beef, and I don't like the peppers. Don't like the peppers, so I get it without the peppers.
Oh, really? So okay.
Does that mean you won?
Yeah, I thought you called in to resign. I thought this was a resignation phone call, Mr. President.
You know what? In many ways, we're resigning, but in another way, we're also winning very big. We're probably doing better with winning than we'd ever do with resigning. But let me tell you this. When I resign, you will never hear a better resignation than anyone's ever done. I think our resignation is going to be maybe, we're going to be more resigned and more upset than the guy. Remember the guy who lost remember the guy who lost his, what was the guy who he did, it was with wrestling, and he would get in, everybody scream, John Cena sucks, John Cena sucks. So it's going to be when that guy leaves and he's starting to do cock blockers. Okay. It's the whole thing is the next. So is it a resignation? If we're going to be doing blockers very soon, you know what I mean? If we're going to be sex partner and train wreck, you can't say that he ever left the wrestling. And with Dwayne Johnson, I mean, talk about leaving gracefully. I mean, that guy's doing a big Jumanji now. So he doesn't have to leave, and he's even coming back to WrestleMania. I think in 2024, we might be coming back very big to WrestleMania. So I think you're going to be very happy with it.
Could you give us a sneak peek of your possible resignation speech?
Oh, everybody is talking to me, sir. You have to resign really big. You have to resign with grace and with attention. I said, people don't want that, do they? Nobody wants that, do they? I come out very presidential. I can do it very presidentially. Yes. Yes. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. America. I'm sorry to interrupt another incredible episode of Chip and Joanna Gaines, but it's my turn to talk. And you know what I mean? So we can go very presidential. I solemnly swear that I am up to no good. You know what I mean? We could do very presidential if we like, but I think what the people want to see is big temper tantrum, big temper trap. Okay, remember temper trap? And they were doing a 500 Days of Summer, and then we never hear from them ever again. So I don't think we're going to be doing Temper Trap so much as we're going to do Super Tramp. We're going to be doing Super Tramp. We're going to be on the radio all the time. Just the same 2 songs over and over.
Do you have an impression of your opponent, Sleepy Joe Biden, doing very presidential?
This is meta. That's a meta question.
You know
Anders,
what?
you're talking to the president.
I want to see what he thinks Sleepy Joe being very presidential, doing very presidential.
This is bad improv.
It's hey America, this is Joe Biden, and I'm going to take everybody to Six Flags. We need to vote by putting a vote unlike the other guy. He does that. He does the thing where he comes on and he's he gets all mad, but he can't think of the other one. And he's doing a Porky Pig. He always looks like a big Porky Pig, and he has no clue where he is, does he?
No, he doesn't.
I do know about that, Mr. President.
Yeah, that was good. That
He
sounded very
never
presidential.
knows. I do Christopher Walken.
Oh yeah.
Do you do a Christopher Walken, Mr. President?
I do Christopher Walken. I'm walking here.
Yeah.
I'm walking here. I do.
Oh, yeah.
What do? We do a big Tom Waits. Do Tom Waits.
How does that go?
On the nickel over there. So we do Tom Waits a little bit.
We do Tom Waits, yeah.
I know a lot of them. I mean, if you don't remember, I did SNL quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
So I was on SNL many times. Bill Cosby. I think I even do Cosby sometimes. Jello.
Jello.
So, even do Bill Cosby. I do all of them.
Well,
I do all of them.
Some are saying you're going to be roommates with Bill Cosby soon, but I was wondering if you could tell us. I know at one of your rallies you said you had some stories about Lady Gaga. You could tell some stories. Could you?
Lady Gaga. I could tell you some stories about Lady Gaga. Well, let me tell you, this is because I usually will pivot to John Bon Jovi. You know John Bon Jovi.
Sure.
Hit me with your best shot. Yeah, we like John Bon Jovi. But Lady Gaga, I have a pretty good one about Lady Gaga. So in the beginning, she's a waitress, and she's not liking being a waitress too much. But then she meets Mr. Country, and Mr. Country, and they're at the gay bar. And then they go to the grocery store, and she sings, and she does a Big Shallow. And then Andrew Dice Clay comes in, and he says, you're not going to be good at music. But then they go together, and they do a big music just about everywhere. And everybody likes it a lot. And suddenly, Allie on the billboard. And then Mr. Country was not very happy about her doing SNL, okay? And so he had a lot to drink. And he didn't do a very good job with it. And as you can see by the end of the movie, Sam Elliott is not happy. So by the end, you have this thing where Sam Elliott is saying, I'm selling the pecan farm. And Mr. Country goes, I'm not happy. I'm not happy that you sold the pecan farm. And at the very end, Miss Allie is not very happy, is she? But she gets to do all of her music. So Lady Gaga, that's just one. That's just one Lady Gaga story out of many. And
that's
we've got
a beautiful story,
that.
Mr. President.
I believe it.
In the shallow. Remember, there was a couple summers ago, we were all singing. We had a great time. Remember 2 summers ago when the economy was just humming?
I remember,
and we're doing Star is Born, and we had a great time with it. Alita Battle Angel. I think I saw that right after.
Yeah, we were singing it and having a great time. I remember, and there was that meme with stop.
We're far from the shallow now. Oh yeah, we had a great time with it. And Andrew Dice Clay, man, what a way to go from the club right to the silver screen. I thought he did a really good job. With it. Blue Jasmine.
So are you, if you do not win, you said you might run in 2024? What's that going to be like?
Well, we did win, so we're winning. I don't know if you saw it 2 nights ago, but we did a win. So we had the winning already. So even if we don't lose, we're winning. But if we lose, then you're not having a win. But we already did the win. So as far as I'm concerned, we're doing great with winning.
Okay.
But in 2024, I am not really sure because I'm already thinking about 2021, which is, as you know, coming much sooner, a lot sooner than 2024. So I'm looking forward to YOLO.
YOLO.
So we're doing a YOLO.
Okay.
So we're trying to carpe diem. I'm trying to just live, laugh, love, baby. We got a big sign that we on the backsplash, and we hang it with little wire, and somebody wood burned it. Says "Live, laugh, love." So I think that's what we're concentrating on, is savoring the moment. Can you imagine me in a big short sleeve shirt and I'm on a porch and I got an iced tea? So we're enjoying the moment right now. I think we're doing a great job with it. Yeah.
Well, that is a very positive message, Mr. President. I appreciate you coming on our show to,
breathing.
There you go. Yeah. To just remind us all to breathe and
grounding, breathing, and you know what? Just if you aren't enjoying a TV show, maybe it's critically acclaimed, you can put on The Office. Nobody's making you watch something that sucks, okay? If you can't finish Mindhunter, then you just watch The Office, baby. You know what I mean? Like, life is for enjoying. I don't buy this whole thing with we got to kill it all the time in competition. But that said, we're not resigning and we're going to win.
All right.
Okay.
YOLO. Yeah. All right.
That's what she said. Did you watch The Office? Did you see that one?
Yes, I remember that.
I did. I saw it.
I was a user
God,
of that
it's so
line.
funny. When Dwight can't ever, man, I'm watching The Office, and when Dwight Schrute gets started, I said, oh, where is this going?
Who's your favorite character on The Office?
He's not going to be very happy with what Mr. Jim did.
Who's your favorite character? Is it Dwight?
Well, we enjoyed Dwight a great deal because Dwight is a very headstrong boy. But Nellie Bertram, I mean, when Michael leaves and it's Nellie and James Spader, Robert California. I love Robert California. That's somebody who I'd like to not have a beer with. I think Robert California has the right idea with a lot of his stuff. He's pretty cool, isn't he? Robert California.
He is pretty cool.
I'm the fucking Lizard King. You know what? It's pretty good towards the end. Actually, it's pretty good.
I didn't watch the end of it.
You're missing out.
I never thought I would say this, but Mr. Trump, I think we have to go.
I got all day. I mean, if you want to do all day, I mean, I really cleared out the whole. We wiped everything off the thing. We were going to be doing 2021 prematurely. We were like, after the winning, we were just going to have this big New Year's bash and, you know what I mean? Big coronation and everything.
Sure.
So we're not doing that anymore, but we did win. But I got all day. What do you guys want to do? You just, putt.
I do like
go do putt.
I do like
Let's do a putt indoor, the glow in the dark. Like, what's open in New York? Because I don't go a whole lot.
I don't know if I ever went to play putt in New York before coronavirus, so I don't know the good putt.
Glow golf, indoors. Maybe like a roller rink. We can do a roller rink, and we can listen to.
We can pound some Diet Cokes. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Roller rink, chicken fingers at a bowling alley. I mean, let's hang out. I mean, you guys want to hang out?
Well, listen, man, you got our number. I think we have to finish up our little show here, but hit us up later and we'll go play putt and roller rink.
No, you could call back another time. Even I don't know.
Getting around. I'm really not kidding. I'm serious. Let's do something. Let's thrifting or something. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I love thrifting.
Thrift shop, Macklemore.
Yeah.
He's a very good boy. You know, they wanted to take the Ellen away from him, and then they got it back for Ellen. So you have Macklemore doing a great job on Ellen, and we've enjoyed him a great deal.
That's true. Well, thank you for calling.
All right, I guess that's it for me. But thanks for talking to everybody. I thought it was really nice.
Yes, Mr. President.
That was very nice.
Congratulations on the win.
Stay well. Meditate, please.
Bye.
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 Wow.
Oh, man. Wow, he was very positive.
I would not have guessed the president would clear his whole schedule for our podcast, but that's
I guess
That
he
really
doesn't
could
have.
just gone on.
I think he thought we were Rogan. We were gonna go for like 4 hours.
Oh yeah.
Really
Oh
get
man,
into it.
that's gonna be huge when in a few
guys,
months.
sorry,
From,
I'm-
hey,
Hey, oh,
You
you just
missed the
missed him.
strangest phone call from the president.
Oh, did he
thought we
call
were the
already?
workaholics.
yeah, he called. He said, "Oh
don't even
fuck,
know
we
how to
forgot to
recap
say
it
hi."
for you.
Shit.
How did he sound?
He did Joe Biden.
Yeah, he
started
did.
doing impressions.
He kind of horned in on your territory a little bit. He was doing impressions.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Well, see, I think people have been tagging him in a lot of my videos, and I think he's sort of getting into front-facing like impressions,
Has
political impressions comedy.
It makes
so
sense.
Has he blocked you
kind
yet?
of not surprising. He hasn't. I think I blocked him a long time ago. I think I blocked him a
nice.
long time ago because 2016 was just a cesspool on Twitter, and
Yeah.
I think I blocked a lot of figures at that time.
You had
And
first strike technology.
I did. I had first strike technology. I saw no.
Ah,
We just lost him.
I think that
That was
the White
weird.
House took out his stream. Trump was probably still on the line and heard that he was blocked by James, and in a rage.
I wonder if he did that on purpose.
Yeah. cut him off.
No, James, come back and do plugs. No.
Oh man. Well, while he's coming back, do we have any election roundup shit we wanted to get to?
Well, I wanted to mention Nebraska, right? Because it's sort of an odd electoral college state because they have one vote that always goes Democrat, and it's like, what's that about? And it's sort of a relatively new thing that the Democratic Party owes to the left. Because they have a dude in Nebraska who's been a state senator for like 40 years named Ernie Chambers.
Yeah.
Who's a total badass. He is a black dude from, I think, Omaha, who has like sort of a shorter afro, but it's still very nice. And he always wears, there's like photos of him in the State House wearing jeans and short sleeve sweatshirts. It's awesome.
Damn.
Yeah, but he's an independent too. He's like Bernie. But he is responsible for the Nebraska electoral votes being split into like districts. So the Democratic part of the state gets its own electoral vote, and it's not like a winner take all thing, which has helped Democratic presidential candidates like a lot. And he's also an awesome dude who I think recently he said that the police are his ISIS, which is a great
Nice.
quote for an elected official. And he is actually responsible. He's been a longtime opponent of the death penalty, and I think they still have it. But they still have the death penalty, but he's whittled it down to the point where, because of him, I cannot be executed in the state of Nebraska because he has an exemption for under 18 and developmentally disabled people. So I would be because
Anders,
of Ernie
that's great
Chambers.
to hear.
Yeah, thank you, Ernie.
Cool.
I know where I'm taking you after your big crime.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I might have read the same piece as you because it mentioned his short sleeve shirts a lot.
American Prospect.
Yeah. But I thought it was pretty interesting because I was curious about why the Nebraska always shows up all stripy like that, and it's the only state that isn't winner take all. I read about it, and they pointed out that there are possible election scenarios, very likely could happen even still, where if Biden wins it by landing exactly at 270, that is due to Ernie Chambers and that one electoral vote in Nebraska. And that's something that they then owe the left, although, it won't be framed that way. Right.
They're going to be like, yeah, we won this people are already saying.
Welcome back, James.
Hey. Sorry, I lost y'all for a second.
That's okay. We took a moment to talk about Ernie Chambers.
Yeah. People are already saying that Bernie would have lost, of course, and unfortunately we're seeing a lot of socialists saying like, well, I don't know, I think Bernie maybe would not have won. It's like, be bullish about it. Like we're going to have to, if you believe in this project, be fucking unafraid of saying Bernie would have won, right? Because we have to combat this electability narrative. And that's the reason he didn't get the nomination, is because he didn't make electability central to his message, which we're going to need to do.
The structure of the primary also probably played a lot of that. Maybe I'm just being a crank about this, but the Obama phone call to Pete Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar, that seemed like that was not extremely democratic,
Yeah, right. I'm a democratic socialist and everything, but I a little bit just don't care about what the other wing of the Democrats do or not do. It's like that is in these big general elections, that is a considerable population that we do have to learn how to work with. And that is a tug of war of battling and commiserating. And there is still work to be done about making leftist stuff appealing. I mean, the policies themselves are appealing, and the thing that's standing in the way, I think, a lot of the time, is stuff like I think that the electability thing is considerable, is what I'm saying, and you should be pleased knowing that AOC is such a smoke show. There are certain factors. There are certain factors that are out of our control. Just looking at right Twitter and left Twitter during this general election, how little anyone is talking about policy is just staggering. And general elections are just always, there's so little substance, and Bernie is all substance and no fun. And that's a thing that I had trouble with as a Bernie. So I'm wearing a Bernie hoodie right now, but I do wish that he was 6 feet tall and sexy like Joe Biden. Joe Biden is hot.
I don't know. I mean, Bernie had the same outsider, anti-politician vibe as Trump. He just wasn't also fun and racist and
hilarious.
Grabbing people's
Bernie
tits
was
and
kind
shit.
of hilarious, but Trump is the funniest president we've ever had.
Yeah.
And that's maybe we need somebody with special needs.
That's what people always say, what if Trump but good? We'll see.
Bernie is he's like UK comedy. He's very subtle and straightforward.
Yeah.
He's not for the masses the same way.
I know, it's weird. That's why I'm saying that a lot of this is a long-term thing, because I think the anti-left, why did Brexit happen? A lot of it is due not to any material anything. It's when I was in Britain last year and I was talking to Scots and Brits at a wedding about Brexit. They were all like, a lot of this happened because our grandparents are still pissed at Germany for World War II. They just can't let go of the fact that the economic center of Europe is Germany and not London. And, or that, that they're so competitive. And there is still the people who are alive in the 60s are still pissed about communism. And that is something that we are it's a turbulent ride to arrive back at anything leftist being mainstream, because a lot of people are still alive. The baby boomers are the healthiest and longest lifespan of any generation we've seen yet. Right. But they are diminishing. Gen Z and millennials are, I think just this year, overtook baby boomers as the most populous, generation. So you just have so many people who don't trust the left, and for the most bullshit, anecdotal, ancient reasons. And
the ideology war is still popping off, and they have a lot of cool movies and FBI murders on their side. So,
they do.
It's going to take a lot of podcasts to fight that back.
It's just I think you need to see the minimum wage hike and stuff like that. You got to see. I think people need to see some of these smaller state level things bear out and see the value and the thing for themselves. We had one in LA recently with giving. It was something, I'm going to misquote this and maybe I'm getting the city wrong even, but giving people who live on the street $7,500 cost the city per person $8,000 less than if they were in the shelter system, because they were able to get into hotels and stuff like that. People kind of need to see smaller measures bear out so that just the poison starts to be sucked out of the culture war bullshit, which I gratefully our generation cares about a lot less. There's no war on Christmas for us, and that's wonderful.
Well, there's no war on Christmas until next month, at least. I think
What do you think the Grinch is doing? If that's not a war on Christmas.
We're talking with Mr. Grinch, and he is not happy about the Who's.
Oh, he's back.
I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to do that one.
That could be a good.
soon.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we're going to be talking about. So
Yeah. Christmas Trump.
Man,
we gotta wrap this
probably
up.
gotta go soon. I
Okay.
probably gotta go soon.
Yeah. No, we should wrap up. I gotta get out of here too. I gotta go run some errands. But I guess this is the podcast. I think if it comes out today or tomorrow, it'll be the one that's about the end of the election. Hard to say, because it's still kind of happening.
who knows?
But
You can still win.
yeah, I don't know. Everyone, what do you say when you don't know if you won yet? I don't know. Hang in there. I don't fucking know.
Hang in there, and you're a cat, and you're off a branch.
Yeah, I don't know. Enjoy that uneasy feeling. It will never go away because that's just how things
Joe
are.
Biden and all the Bidens are standing in the vestibule of Chili's, and the host girl just came back and said they're washing the table. They're finishing dessert. So just
Yeah,
That is a good feeling, and one that I miss because of a deadly virus.
Give the host your phone number. Go for a walk in the artificial gazebo.
All right, let's do plugs and get out of here.
Alrighty.
Go ahead.
Oh, is that going? Are you throwing to me?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Hi. Hello, the internet. You may follow me at Shrimp, JAJ, at Shrimp Jadge on Twitter and Instagram, where I post silly videos. And what else was I going to say? And I have a podcast called What Things Are What Things, which is a silly game show podcast where we find out what things are what things, like what U.S. presidents are what sandwich ingredients and stuff like that. And it's very stupid and silly, and the president calls into it all the time, and so does Bob Dylan and Bobby Flay and many, many more. So please do that. And don't make deep fakes of my fucking Twitter videos. I hate that. Deep fakes are fucking stupid. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do deep fakes.
Yeah, don't do lip syncs over his Twitter videos. That's fucked up. Wink, wink. All right, Alex, you got anything?
Yes. Thank you again for having me, Jake. I'm going to plug the Pod Damn America Patreon podcast, which is more of this podcast. Didn't you like it? Also, you can listen to me talk about the hit show Dragon Ball Z on Ballin' Out Super, or my radio show, Theater of Delights, which is an exciting thriller that the internet raves about. And those are all of my things. I'm on Twitter at Patak Jokes. I'll see you there, baby.
Anders Lee.
At Anders Lee here on Twitter, Dursley1 Instagram, Redacted Tonight, Portable.tv and YouTube. Please consider phone banking or donating, volunteering for RAPHAEL Warnock in Georgia, who's going to a runoff. Could, do some good things in the Senate. I say this because he was just outed as having signed a letter that called the West Bank an apartheid state, which is something we need more of at the federal level.
Nice.
Very quickly, James, if you want to use this story about Bobby Flay, I used to work at a barbecue restaurant, and he came in once with his sidekick, the bald guy from Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they were talking about a rib we served called a Brontosaurus rib. It's a beef short rib. And I think it was Bobby Flay kept messing up the name and adding swear words to it. So he was like, all right, we got the big fucking rib. What is it called? The big ass rib? Big ass rib. We got the big motherfucking Jones and rib here. And he did 10 takes. It was amazing. So
I
feel free to use
will
that.
gladly use that Flay story in all of my Flay content.
Cool.
Now that the election is winding down, I can finally get to other characters again.
It's the year of Flay.
Oh, yeah. Flay's running. He's running.
He's running.
He's running. I hope he wins.
He's running.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. Alex already plugged our Patreon. We have merch. I have another podcast called Why You Mad. That's it. My only plug is please eat more vegetables. That's my plug. Take care of yourself.
Hey, that is good. Drink water and eat vegetables. That's honestly, yeah. Let's turn down the temp in this country, huh?
Yeah,
Let's
I
cool
learned a
Long
lot.
and prosper.
I learned a lot from
How about
Trump when he
that?
called in. I'm a positive person now. You need to drink water and take care of yourself. All right.
Yeah.
That's it.
We did it, everybody.
It's finished.
It's finished.
It's resigned.
You doing as
And
Trump?
that's the podcast.
Can you say it's finished as
Da,
Trump?
da, 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 da.
James, can you say it's finished as Trump?
It is finished.
All right.
It's finished.